Alrighty then. So, let me just check the time real quick, or check my phone real quick. Okay. Welcome to another video. Give me 1 second. So, depending on the release schedule of this, the last video should have been posted, should have been about Gurren Lagann and me reviewing it. But in the video, I mentioned the fact that Zach Dante is doing some things for Gaza, raising support for our family in Gaza, right? And you know what? I was like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. And I was considering making a different video. And here is the separate video. Now this one probably will also have them tagged. Maybe. I might just go find the link itself and copy it here. But I want to talk about some politics and give my stance. Because it's been a decent bit since I've done that. And right off the bat, I wanna say this. I don't care what side it is. I am not Democrat. I am not Republican. I'm not third party. I am surely, hey, maybe let's not fuck with people. That's my point of view, right? So, with that being said, I want to talk about some things and where are raters for some things. And I like to start off, and I got this far by saying, I am not the most aware of situations right now. Especially recently, I've been just cooped up in my room, not really doing much, just cooped up in here, kind of depressed, not gonna lie. But you know, try and get out of that because you gotta do that. But like I don't know the most about it. I'm probably gonna watch a bunch of videos seeing about the news, how I'm doing where. But you know, that's just that point. But what I wanted to talk about is just wearing awareness of things, and I just want to express the fact that I'm not an expert on these stuff, and I'm also, you know, maybe not the most informed. The reason I feel like this is important is because one thing I want to talk about is a lot of people will act like they're informed when they're not, and like I don't like doing that, so I'm just being very blunt and very like outwardly there. I am not the most informed source you will see. Do not treat my word. Do not treat my word as gospel. I am not the most informed person you see, and I will maybe make another video talking about this again if y'all will want more details or more research on a topic in particular. Because I like doing research and whatnot. But yeah. But those are my two warnings. Once again, not an expert, and secondly, I'm not leaning any party. No matter what I say, there's just some principles that I hold true, which may sound wrong. So let's start with the first thing. So I'll ask, because I mentioned it, I want to start with Gaza, right? I currently am not that aware of the current thing with Gaza. I know they're still currently at war. I don't know how far it has progressed though. But like, hey, you know what? At the very least, just go support them. Like, even if you aren't the most aware about the situation, at least inform people that it is going on, like I am doing now. And like, you don't have to look into it. I am because once again, like doing research. But like there were innocent people there. There were innocent people on both sides, but like Gaza is being heavily affected right now. And we should support them in any way we can. And spreading awareness is another form of support. If you're like me personally, I don't really. It's to my detriment. I don't really put stuff on social media platforms. Probably the next time I get a phone, whenever that is, because I have this phone still works. Whenever I get my next phone, I'm probably only gonna have like one Gmail on there, so I can focus on posting on that one thing. Like have this phone for like social media and whatnot, and then the other one for work. But that's scrambling brain. But you're like me, you don't really share stuff or like post stuff to your story, but just liking it and like commenting is really good. If you're on Xbox or like console, you don't have to comment. Like some comments, like it's important to spread awareness of stuff. even if you aren't 100% sure about it. Because like I'm not gonna lie. I don't really know how bad it is at Gaza right now. But what I do know is that I am very like no kids like I don't like the idea of war for the most part. Just in general, kind of. There are some exceptions, but like I will also. But there's one line that I will say like I don't agree with no matter what the circumstances is, and that's getting kids and family involved. Like I know that you need soldiers to fight. I mean, I disagree in this day and age, but I know that you need a soldier to fight a war. But I do disagree with the idea of breaking families apart for governmental reasons, whether it be to go to war or as a side effect of war. So because I am hey, no, kids deserve the right to live, and people deserve the right to live, along with the fact that people should not be affected by war and have to live in fear of that. No, they should be like America and live in fear of the medical insurance not covering a simple doctor visit. I am scared. But that being said, um, no, but like because I'm like, hey, no, don't do this. I am like reaching out support and being like, hey, just consider this. Another thing to think about is that Trump right now is doing a lot of underhanded shit to the point where it's like every day there's something he does that is just like so out of pocket. Um, and I want to give my support to all immigrants. Um, I highly doubt they're gonna watch this video. So I'm gonna say this. That was my dad. Give me 1 second. But yeah, no. I highly doubt they're gonna watch this. So I feel confident saying this. Uh, and she does. Surprise. I wasn't gonna tell you that they only get stressed out about it. Um, but like, so what I like is immigrants. So I do have personal reasons to support them, being like, hey, wait, whoa. I like this person. I want them to be able to stay or come back to America. And also, like, for America not to be run by a fucking idiot. Um, but I would like them to go back to America. So that, like, if ever necessary, I mean, if ever she wanted, if we started dating, or she wanted to come visit, she can. And vice versa. Where, like, if I ever want to visit her, or date her, I don't want to go to Germany and have them be like, no, your president ruined everything. So no. Or be like, hey, isn't your country run by that idiot? Didn't that guy like ban immigrants? Essentially? Hmm. Hmm. I don't think we want to have here. And I also have a personal reason outside of that. Like, even you have knowing the fact that I like this person, I also want to go to Japan. And matter of fact, I probably will apply this year. Um, but like, even if you ignore both of those reasonings, like, I just don't like what you do with immigrants. Like, take for instance, one of the things that I don't know if many people cover this, but it did get passed is that essentially, let's say you are a immigrant, right? You come into America for school. Um, Now you have social media platform, you are forced to have public. You're forced to have public, which is right off the bat is already based on privacy and also kind of gross. Like annoying, like oh, it's a basic privacy. I just think that's gross. Like a parent forcing their kids to have their account public is like okay. I mean, I guess I understand you do want to keep an eye on their posting, but like I don't think it's the best. But like like a fucking president, a body of government, like now we already can see everything you're doing, but we want to see everything you're doing. Like we want everyone to see what you're doing. And then what make it worse is the fact that they're gonna be like they're or is it they're gonna be monitoring because of the second part. You can't post anything kind of like can be seen as anti-American. So take for instance, right? The person I found out about this with, um, posted on their stories, right, about it. So her account is in private, so technically that's legal. But she posted about a story about this because of the fact that this is about America and like just letting you know, this is a problem going on with America. That your president is going to be doing, that could be seen as like anti-American, meaning that they could a bit that like kick them out of the country, be like, no, that's anti-American, get them out of here. These can go for like a lot of small things too. So I don't like there's a invasion of privacy too. Um, I think the entire thing with ICE where they're invading people's house to kick them out is just wrong. And there are plenty of things I go into details about that. But at the very least, there in multiple cases of like, hey, no, this is a legal person, and also I just think there are better ways to spend money, um, instead of doing that. And then they're also cutting funding for the international student, which is a problem. Not only for me, but also because like you want cultures to be able to intertwine with each other. That way, you build stronger bonds with first of all other countries, second of all other businesses, because it's like, ah, yes. We are a Japanese business that makes steel. We heard that your students are interested in robotics and whatnot. We help provide steel for robots in this one country. Let's go with Kyoto University because that's what I want to go to. So how about you take some of your sorry. So how about you take some of your students here and they can learn how we work with steel, and we'll give you some of their students here in America, like American steel manufacturers or like CPU manufacturer. Like, yeah, we make CPU, and we give our CPUs to this university, and we would like for that to happen because that will foster a good trade between me, the people who make CPUs, and the people that make steel. Because there's some components in steel that is good for CPUs. Huh. Now I think about it, there's so much stuff is made from other stuff. So, like, taxing one stuff does have a heavy impact on taxing other stuff. Hmm. Um, that's how I just don't agree with that aspect. And there's something that I heard recently that about like alligator Guantanamo jail for immigrants. I will say this. If you still support Trump after this, I want you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, what the fuck am I doing in my life? No offense to people who support him, but like, yeah, I try to understand both sides of the party, but like that's like the official name. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure actually I just Google it. I think the official name is Alligator Cortana. Like, I'm gonna look up Trump alligator. Nah, alligator Alcatraz. My bad. Guantanamo Bay is the wrong way. But yeah, like it's loading right now. But like it, I feel like you have to take a second to think about it because like, at what point do you say it's too much? Like I can understand, like, well, the jobs are returning and whatnot, which I don't know if that's correct or not. Um, well, okay, it's a bill. I don't know if it passed yet, but looking at some news, not like necessarily reading, but looking at some news title, it's definitely a bill. It's in Florida, so there's some points where you're like, just alligators, but like, making jokes about alligator eating people, yeah, kind of weird. But definitely like it. alligator Alcatraz, you have to look at that and like think about it. Just not even question what are you doing in your life. Just think like, okay, you know what? I might want to support some of his policies, but definitely not the man. Because like Alcatraz itself was already bad. Adding alligator to it make it worse. Uh Museum for immigrants mainly is definitely like the worst. Like make it like almost at the top, but then you circle back to alligator and you realize, oh wait, that's some cartoon villain shit. Like full on, like that is literally cartoon villain behavior. How do you like you just ignore the like let's ignore everything else. If like any news article I saw came out about like Barack Obama and it was like, yeah, he shark no spider Guantanamo or a Black Widow Guantanamo, I would just go like, hey, I don't think we should support this guy. Like he's a black president, that's good, but like, yeah, I don't think we support him anymore because Spider Guantanamo, as if that isn't some cartoon villain stuff right there. Are we looking at the same thing? Because that's very cartoonish. But yeah, like there's a lot of immigrants that are going on that is not good. Just point blank. Um, Another thing I want to raise awareness of, I think it was last month, but that didn't make any deal last month. LGBTQ rights. So they're still important. Still get them out there along with black people rights. Still keep going for them. They're very important to support. And there are still people who don't believe that they should have rights or don't believe that they are a thing. Rolling. Asexual people, apparently. Yeah, something about asexual people with J.K. Rowling. No, this is not a joke. She tweeted something being like, happy fake day during international or national asexual awareness day, which is such a why. Like, I'm pretty sure you may be a tier list on like celebrity downfall and why I would suspect them to be. I feel like most before we learn like J.K. Rowling started talking, I feel like most people they feel like, why would J.K. Rowling be got in trouble for? Probably something against genders. Yeah, that's probably it. Or like, maybe something for women. Like, they not very good women representation. So, probably you're being too best bet. I don't think anyone like. Yeah, she said that asexual people aren't a thing. And like there are people who just genuinely believe that. So I just want to throw awareness out that like, hey, asexual are a thing, man. Don't do that. And want to say this too because I am Christian. So don't be dick towards atheists. They're people too. Um, I just want to say that one too, just because. I feel like that's important. Is that really the most biggest problem in the world right now? But I feel like that's something we should draw out. Um, Another thing I want to talk about. I don't know if we can do anything about this. I think they're still open right now. Stop killing games. That's a really good thing. Actually, this is like the first good thing that I want to point out, or for a good cause. Outside the second good thing that I want to point out, or no, okay, the Gaza thing is not good. The fact that you need to support people in Gaza is not a good thing. We should stop that war or like help to interfere with that. But the good thing is that people like I'm gonna be linking towards someone who can like either adding or linking towards or maybe both someone who can like teach you how to support. But this is the second thing that will be teaching you how to support. So I think Gilling Games is essentially just like, hey, in like imagine if you downloaded I don't know Concord, right? No, not Concord. A better example is uh, what was it called? I don't think it was DC. No, it wasn't. Warner Bros. No, it wasn't Warner Bros. What was that platform fighters by Warner Bros. Was? I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that name. It was supposed to be able to compete with Super Nintendo, right? Let's say you download, pay for that game as a foundation supporter, right? And as we all know, that game got shut down. And that like literally like you can't even play single player anymore. I'm pretty sure. Um, so stop killing games would be like if this was to be passed. I don't know. It's a UK thing out far somewhere. It's or EU, which I'm pretty sure is UK. I could be wrong, but essentially what it is like a petition to be like, hey, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem fair. I pay for this game, or like, I pay to support this game. I should like be able to play it still. Or another good example is Batman, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, where like the plan was to go for years, but because it was a bad game, essentially they were like, oh, you know what? I think we're gonna pull a plug, and like that game cost $60. Like it cost $60. Also, I just thought about something. I look insane just pointing right here and looking back as if you're gonna see the thing. I just realized how insane that looks. Uh, I'm probably just gonna keep that for like certain things, like certain times where like I don't actually need to put something there. Probably gonna keep that, but like I think that'd be really cool. But let me focus. Um, but yeah, the entire point is like, hey, we think that games, especially live service games, should you know allow you to play after like they close their servers. They have an in-game plan for games. Games in general should have that, but especially towards games that you pay for. It's not single player exclusive. It's not multiplayer exclusive. It's like, hey, no, games should allow you to play them because you pay for them, which is something that you actually should go support. I think it's just sign a petition. Another thing, uh, I forgot what exactly they're going for, but Hamilton, get the job done. The immigrants get the job done. Go support that. I'm planning to. Once when I get to go home soon, I do plan to get that. That way I can be like, hey, I might win a ticket. But you know, you like Hamilton, you might win a ticket. But the most important thing is that you're supporting people. I'm pretty sure it's going to supporting immigrants. I don't think it's having anything to do with like raising funds for Hamilton, but you know, it's like it's supporting good things, and then you get different benefits at higher tiers while still supporting those things. So just saying, go support it if you like. Not the not necessary one. Um, in bad news, now that we had a good time, I would like to end this video on a bad note. Well, a lot of the stuff we were talking about were more. If y'all want more, let me know. And if y'all have more stuff that you want me to make people aware of, leave in the comments below. But in bad note, and something that everyone should know by now, um, I went in this on a low note, and a low note that isn't like, oh, this is like a policy that I disagree with, or this is something I should be aware of that's happening. I want to leave this on a low note where it's like, you should wonder where have we dropped? Why are we so low at this point? Um, for awareness, so that people know. If in case you are not aware, Sherlock Holmes. I would like to take a second to formally apologize to any Sherlock Holmes fans. Um, I am so sorry that I insulted your entire thing. Uh, his name sounds. I'm really bad with names. And I didn't want to call him by his actual name. I was calling him by his actual name. P. Diddy got out of jail. pretty much guaranteed get out of jail scot free. He got two charges against him, but like they carry a maximum of 20 years. And like I'm not going into all the details about it because it's incredibly gross. But the fact alone that he was able to get away with what he did is crazy. And all I am saying is it's a little crazy that with literal video evidence he got away with it. I think that's crazy. I don't know about y'all, but I do. I really do. And like, it's insane to me that he got out. And like, for any government watching this, or just people in general, I would like to ask this question because this is a question that I have asked myself recently, right? Because of actually, let me go find the YouTuber. But something I've been thinking about because of a YouTuber named Free MMA Gyms. I mean, I act him. If that's the one that I'm definitely gonna act. If I don't act the other guy, um, but he made a video about taking down a creator named Ben Osley. The reason I wanted to go make sure is because I would that much I would love to be disrespectful to this person's name, but like ban on these nuts and what's not. Because he's a terrible human being who should die. Um, I do need y'all to actually be aware of what his name is, so y'all can report him. Um, if y'all want to, I would say go do it. But it made me think of something, right? And for any politician watching this and whatnot, yes, bear with me. Um, how much longer do you think America will last? Like, I'm not talking about like as a systematic system. I'm talking about like before like vigilantes and stuff pop up. Because in case you weren't aware, there was actually a phrase in America where that was like a real thing that was happening, where like actual vigilantes were popping up. And one thing that killed it was the main guy behind it, like the main guy behind the craze. You know, outside not really helping legally. Because he was a visual he participated in vigilantism. Um, but also just like I think he did some crimes. I don't know. It was like did he like the main crime that did he should have definitely got to jail with level, or if it was just like an ounce of white substance level. I don't know what it was, but he did some crime, so that's what the main reason I killed it. But like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like how long until people start taking justice in their own hands in a very lethal manner. Um, because like, first of all, nowadays we already have people doing that. Where like to catch a predator used to when he was running was like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna send you off to jail. Nowadays, it's a lot less legal when people do it. Of course, sometimes they do it legally. But like another thing that does come with that, if they're not doing it legally, is the fact that instead of having just people being like, cops send them away, you would have like videos of just like them beating down this worthless human scum. And like that's already a thing that people do. Like for YouTube and Instagram and whatnot. Like that's like their job is to catch predators and just stomp on them, right? So like that's already something people do. How long till you think stuff start taking more fatal? Like Luigi Mangione wasn't a one time. Like it might seem like a one time thing, but it really wasn't even a thing. But it was like a build up because we don't really know. I don't really know what happened to him, but we don't really know like you know much about it, or at least I don't. But like, there was a lot of reasons behind why they would kill him. Like, you have to understand how bad it has to be. Where it's like, this guy had money, and he was like his aunt died because of health insurance. Like, I think that was one of the suspected causes. But like, you have to sit back and go like, huh, you know what? This might happen again. When you think about the fact that like he killed someone, and like yeah, he does look good, and he does have like some money. Right, he's a smart guy, but you know he does look good. So you know that is some of the reason. But like he killed someone and nobody cared. Like the level of not caring is so immense that like I still believe that like the cops didn't care to look for him. Like they did get him because someone reported him, and like that guy reported him not because of like probably not because of, like oh no this is a vigilante this is a murderer. No, we actually have conversation like I think it's just confirmed because he called the wrong number. Um, but it was because he had a bounty on his head. It was literally just because like oh, you're saying like call the cops, I can get $50? But like people did not care at all. So if people don't care when you murder someone who most people don't even know who they were because they just know the health insurance sucked and they just pay it because they need it. Um, but like if that happened to them, and that guy was evil because like what he just because he like didn't help people out. What like what? How much longer do you think people start killing people just because like they're a predator? Like I'm trying to express this for people who might not understand what I mean by this. So murder is one of those things that some people can just brush past, but most of the time there is a sense of like connection where you realize this was a living or was a living being that now no longer with us, right? And with that connection comes to the point where you have to ponder like, did this person decide like belong to die? And for most people to unanimously agree yes and not care about it, it brings up a point where it's like this means that the state of health insurance is not good. And there are a lot of other things that go along with it that is also not that good. Like it's not a good thing that Trump was you know, someone tried to assassinate Trump. But like most people was just it wasn't like oh no it's like most of your reaction was like oh my god they nearly killed Trump. They were like oh my god how did they get that close to killing the president or oh my god how did he miss why were you aiming for the head this man no wonder why he flunked out becoming a sniper um like that didn't have to be like the general position where it's like not really a care that the president got shot more like a care that is like how did he get this close and like that speak volumes. That's not a good thing. And yo, releasing like yeah, you know what? Maybe back in the day, releasing these criminals who had a lot of money could get away with it. But like nowadays, it's like you know, whoever or however, whatever strings they pull to get duty from going to jail for like the years that he deserved, it's like okay, but like someone's like people are gonna start being like, okay, well the government doesn't work. The system that we have in place to deal with the crimes don't work because you just have enough money you can deal with it. So then you have like, what if someone get I don't know, not even SA. Like let's just say someone gets assaulted by like this 50 not 50 30-year old guy who has a lot of money because they're white and their parents own like a portion of this company, right? Um, and they're like, well, I could take him to court. But like now they don't have a sense to do that because you're like, well, there've been multiple times where people took rich people to court and they lost, even though they were like literal recordings, which then means like, okay, so what do people do when something fails? They either one just roll over, or they take an alternative. And this is really showcasing the media we consume. Like, just in general, like look at the media that we consume around the world, right? Um, how many of them showcase like people taking revenge on people and like taking justice in their own hands? Like one of the most popular mangas I think right now is Teenage Mercenary, or at least that is a popular one on webtoons. And like the entire stick is one guy just like delivering justice on these people, like these rich people that get it. Like it's not just a America thing; it's all around the world. But like America right now is definitely leaning more towards like how much longer until someone like we start getting cases of people murdering people because of the bad thing they did, and people already do that. People already do that in jail. So like you know what's gonna happen when like someone's like down their luck because of the inflation that's right like inflation and then the tariffs making things more expensive and then the job market and like you have all these things crumpling on you and then you know someone did something to like your own like your nephew right they assaulted them whether it be physical or sexually right and it's like oh they have money though you know what else do I have to lose? Like people are gonna get to a point where they just like out of desperation, even they'll kill them. They're definitely gonna kill them. So that's just something to think about, something to ponder, if you will. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Once again, this main video just to inform you all things that are going on right now. Once again, I no offense to anyone support Trump. I just think that it's crazy to support Trump as a person right now because of just the you know alligator Alcatraz. Supporting what he stands for, yeah, sure, whatever. I disagree with you fundamentally on most aspects, and I disagree with like the benefits that come from him. But like agreeing with the person is crazy right now. Agreeing with the actions or like the what he stand for, okay, whatever. But yeah, I'm not trying to pander. I just know people who are Republican or support Trump, and I don't want them to feel like I'm targeting them. Like, oh, you're dumb for supporting Trump. I disagree with you, but like I don't want to be like you're dumb for it. And I do want to be like, hey, no, like you can make a debate supporting what he stand for, but like alligator Alcatraz, I don't think you want to support the person. But yeah, that's the end for today's video. See y'all next time.